this video, we're going to be talking about subconscious blocks and how that actually might be showing up in your 3D reality and what you can do to kind of recognize if you are operating subconsciously in order to keep yourself safe. Stay tuned.
I'll be your light.
Hey lovelies, and welcome back to the Manifestation Sisters community. My name is Leah.
My name's Tia.
Here on this channel we talk everything mindset and manifestation. We are here to help you simplify manifestation and make it a lifestyle.
Before we jump in, I just thought I'd let you guys know that if you want help beyond the free content that we share on all of our social media platforms, you can in fact get one-to-one coaching from myself and Leah. We have the Shift Yourself Concept workbook, and we also have our brand new Limitless Manifestor membership, which is all about getting the support and reinforcement and access to us as coaches at a really affordable and accessible price. So if you did want to get on the wait list for that, the link is in the description box below. Let's jump straight in. Subconscious blocks, what are they and what do we mean by this? So when you are operating and you're trying to essentially reprogram in a new self-concept, you might get such behavioural responses to the way that you're trying to program yourself. And ways that this can show up is, for example, you're trying to manifest more money. So you're doing your self-concept, you're changing your thinking, you're maybe even listening to your sleep tape, having a routine and a structure for your day to be dominantly in having and the version of you that now has more money. But because that's not familiar to your subconscious mind, as a result of that, you might be realizing, or you might not have realized because it's usually subconscious, your brain doesn't want you to know, that you're also engaging in behaviors such as procrastination. You're feeling exhausted all the time, you're tired, you're always having a distraction, even though you know that's something that you could be doing for yourself right now, like a tool and technique. You find everything but doing what you know what it is that you need to do in order to help you. And these are all examples, and they're not limited to these examples, of how your subconscious blocks may be showing up.
I used to find it as well. I'll give you an example. So when I would learn something new, I'd do, say, a course, for example. So whenever I was doing this course, I would fall asleep. So that was my brain's way of trying to protect me and keep me safe from not, taking on that new information. So I would just fall asleep, and then I'd find myself watching it again, and I used to overconsume content as well. So that was really distracting me away from doing what I needed to do, because it was like, oh, maybe there's something more I need to learn, or maybe there's a new tool and technique I haven't figured out yet. But everyone's just saying the same information, but just in a different way. So once you've learnt this information, yes, it's good to watch videos to reinforce keeping yourself on track, but what are you doing to take that information and actually put it into practice? And a lot of the time our brain is very wired to keep us safe and familiar to the old way we've been, because it doesn't know what it's like to have money, to be in a loving, committed relationship, or whatever it is you're manifesting for yourself. Better friendships, better work situations, better career, better business, whatever it is, our brain will keep us safe. So sometimes we'll sabotage ourselves because it doesn't feel safe to have those things. So what I used to like to tell myself is that I'm safe to have everything that I want, because I get to have everything that I want, and I'm good enough and I'm worthy to have it. So every time I found myself, once I become conscious to it, that I was distracting myself from doing the things that I wanted to do for myself, especially when you're new to manifesting as well, or if you're not that new but you are, manifesting something new and you had an outdated program that says you can't have this thing, so you decide to do a morning routine and an evening routine, but you find yourself not fully doing it because you're like, oh, I just watch a program and things like that, because you're distracting yourself away from actually doing the focus work that it requires to change this outdated program and so you can get the thing that you want. So it's recognising when you're doing those behaviours and looking at yourself thinking, do you know what, actually I do procrastinate a lot. Do you know what I mean? I find myself, if I'm know that I need to do something that's going to move me forward, I'll put it off, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I can get back on it next week. What excuses are you making for not doing the things that are actually going to propel you forward?
Exactly, because a lot of the time it's actually subconscious, and this is why we're doing this video, because we don't even realise we're doing it. Our brain will give us such a good excuse for the reasons why you shouldn't essentially do the thing that consciously is going to move you forward. And like Leah gave many examples, mine was procrastination. I'd find excuses to do anything but, or like I would have to take a nap, or I'll be exhausted, and I know I've set down time to do that thing. However, my brain is like, you feel so tired, you've had such a hard day today, just take a nap. And you don't end up doing that. But that's not just one time. So look at your life and have an awareness, because this is how we get conscious of these things. We bring the subconscious programming to our consciousness, and then we have the power to change it by making different choices for ourselves. And that is you getting conscious of what behaviours are attributing from you trying to protect yourself. Every time you go to take a step forward, what things come into play as valid reasons, because you're going to see them as valid reasons, that's how your mind blocks you, of why you essentially can't have what you want, or what you should do instead of having what you want. And what I mean by that is, like, instead of you sitting down to that course, what does your mind tell you you should do instead? Whether it's cleaning the house, going out and socialising with friends, calling someone, being on the phone for 3 hours, taking a nap. Do you know what? Do that tomorrow. Let's just watch our favourite series and binge watch that for the next couple of hours. What are behaviours that you are identifying with that are keeping you in the state of not having, keeping you in the state of safety, familiarity? You don't still have this thing.
Yeah, that's a really good example, because I think as well, like, when, especially for people that are growing a business, or say you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to be a YouTuber, you know, like, you have to record content in order to get yourself out there. Like, that is required, isn't it? But you're not doing it because there's a safety in not doing that stuff, because maybe it's fear of being seen, or fear of people not resonating with the message. So the subconscious will put up blocks, so you're procrastinating, going to do other things. And it's really recognising where you're stopping yourself from actually moving forward. So when you notice yourself to go and record a video or do whatever, it's like, well, maybe I should just go and do this other thing first, and then I'll come back to that, because like it's scary and it's unfamiliar for you to be doing that. But the more you say, no, I'm gonna keep persisting in this and doing what I need to do for myself, that consistency is what's going to really bring you forward and closer to getting everything you want, to become familiar. Like we mentioned in a previous video we done about being consistent, you have to recognise the limiting behaviours you continue to engage in.
Another one that just popped into my head, perfectionism, because that was
perfection. Oh god, yeah, that's the perfectionist piece as well.
Perfectionism. I can't, like we used to do it, we can't put that piece of content out, it's not absolutely perfect. And then in turn, the more you do that, you're not putting content out. Your brain has blindsided you with perfectionism in order to keep you safe, in order to keep you in the familiar. So we've spoke about all the ways in which well, not all, but some of the ways that the subconscious blocks can show up, and that you getting conscious of it is actually you essentially being able to change it and program something different into yourself. What are some ways that you can reprogram your subconscious after you get conscious with it? And one thing that has been big, and I always go on about this, is EFT tapping. And that's just one of the methods. You can also do breath work, you can also do meditation. But what you're doing when you're doing any of these techniques is you're plugging into your subconscious mind, and you're essentially changing the neuron pathways. You're getting more conscious of things. When you bring something to your conscious mind, you then have the power to change it. And that's why I'm going to full circle moment back on EFT tapping. Meridian points of your body, certain meridian points, which are essentially, not going to go into detail about it on this video, linked to your subconscious mind and linked to thoughts and patterns within your brain. And the more you tap on them, you say beliefs and thoughts that are linked to that behaviour, are linked to that belief, and then you then tap in a new belief. So that is one way. What way do you like to reprogram your subconscious mind?
I think it's telling myself a new story.
Yeah,
telling myself that. Yeah, telling myself that I'm safe. And I do like to do a bit of EFT tapping as well, like Tia does. So I'll tap on, you know, it's safe for me to have everything that I want. I'm safe to succeed. It's safe for me to grow. It's safe for me to have a loving relationship. It's safe for me to have money. It's safe for me to have X, Y, and Z. This is normal for me to now. It's normal for me to have everything that I want. It's normal for me to have this. I get to have everything that I want. I'm good enough. I'm worthy. I deserve it. I'm the creator of my reality, which means I get to have it. Like, so it's finding what works for you, and it's whether it's EFT tapping like Tia said, or it's, you know, combination of what I just said and tapping along at the same time, but it's you really changing those behavioural patterns. When you notice that you're procrastinating, tap on procrastination. Tell yourself that no, I'm safe to succeed, I'm safe to have everything that I want. It's really you telling a new story and incorporating new habits so that it feels safe for you to proceed and move forward. You're no longer sabotaging yourself with limiting behaviours that are stopping you from actually getting the things that you want. And there are times where we actually feel tired, or we're feeling a bit exhausted, because you know, life can get busy sometimes, but sometimes we're not as busy and we could be doing what we're meant to be doing for ourselves, but we're not doing it because we're self-sabotaging or we're procrastinating, or we're doing those behaviours that are going to stop us moving forward because it's not safe and familiar.
Yeah. And with that being said, guys, we do have another video with the best ways to impress your subconscious, and we go into the actual methods in more detail. This video was just to bring your conscious awareness of the blocks, because we know the consciousness is the most important step, the awareness of it, and that's what we want you to do and get conscious of in this video. Think about the ways in which you are subconsciously blocking yourself, what ways and patterns and behaviours, and even thinking, which is causing the blocks and the behaviours that's essentially stopping you from getting what you want. So with that being said, we really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as it helps us grow the Manifestation Sisters community. If you want more help and you're interested in having one-to-one coaching with myself and Leah, diving into things we talk about in these videos deeper, you can book with the link in the description box below. And remember, we have all our other tools and resources as well, and we'll see you in the next video.